My first one is it was a toss up between Papaw and Uncle Rex.
Okay.
I landed on Uncle Rex because I think that in a median measurement of things, I think that I have spent more time with him in car rides and things like that. And to give people some background and anybody that's paid attention, especially on lives, is that Mom's best friend, Aunt Heidi, who is not, we are not related by blood, but she is our aunt, 100%. Uncle Rex is Aunt Heidi's brother. And I remember being very, very young, and it's one of my earliest like coherent memories was sitting in the kitchen, eating dinner, and Mom going, "All right, honey, Uncle Rex is going to be here, so get your shoes on, do your thing." And of course, it was around my birthday because that's what Uncle Rex did, was that he didn't have children of his own, still to this day does not, but he has nieces and nephews, and he spoiled the hell out of us.
Yeah.
More than like
he did.
I thought that everybody had an Uncle Rex.
Right.
Because it was so normal to us. And we've talked about it in the kitchen many times, but he's such a just selfless person. And what really shook me about him, because I didn't understand what Uncle Rex did for a living.
Oh, really?
When I was young. Okay. I think he is now since retired, correct? Or does he still work?
He's retired, but Uncle Rex, he still like fills in for people all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
He, I think Mom was the one that told me, she said that, him working as a 911 dispatcher, that he was one of the few people, if not the main person, that they said they loved it when he worked because he spoke so clearly. Directly. And I don't think that he was ever like 100% perfect, but he rarely made mistakes. Like,
right.
Rex is very fact driven.
Oh, dude.
And just knows exactly what he is talking about.
Sharp as a tack, dude.
I remember being a kid and thinking to myself, this is the smartest man I've ever met.
Oh, I've thought that many times when
it's not just me.
No.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah. I used to think that too. I was like, he knows everything. And this was before Google and fucking internet. I'm like, how does he know that? He just reads and watches a lot of the History Channel, essentially. But no, it's not just you.
Man, it's not only did he take us out for our birthdays, and, when we were kids, he would take us to Toys R Us, or he would, like we could pick out one or two things, or maybe one big thing, just depending. And the other thing I loved about him, from being the perspective of being younger, was that we went on so many cool field trips. We got to see museums that, not only were like, oh, here's all the planes and things that you can get inside and see all the gears. Here's
he took you there too?
Yeah, the McKinley Museum, where you go into the shadow room where the light flashes and your shadow's on the wall, and it's just, you never knew what was going to happen. And it was like 2 or 3 times a year, Uncle Rex would be like, hey, we're going to go take a 5-hour drive. We're going to go to this, go to Southern Ohio or wherever it is, and go to this really awesome place. And I remember a few times being on the way and being like, this is going to be dumb. Like, because it would be like some history thing or like whatever.
Sure.
And we would get there and immediately I would get sucked in.
Right.
And it was crazy. I never understood how lucky we really were, or how blessed that we were with that, because it's just, like, what other uncle is going to, that's not even related to you, is going to take you to some of the coolest museums, some of the coolest places. He always took us to the fair. He always whenever we would go down and hang out with Mamaw and Papaw when they were still around, like, it's, Uncle Rex was always a part of that. Like, there was never a time that, anybody was ever secluded, even Uncle Ryan and like all that, like when he was living at the house, like, it's just, they were such a cool family to grow up with. And Rex was somebody that, again, I just got to spend a lot of time with, and he has the utmost respect for me for the fact that he didn't have to and he wanted to.
Oh, for sure.
Just, there is no ounce of selfishness in him. There is no ounce of, I'm better than you. There's no ounce of he never made you feel small.
No,
it was just, it was crazy. And I remember, because Rex is very, very tall. I remember like the moment that I realized when I was old enough, when he was like, do you want to get on my shoulders? And I was like, yeah, sure. And that's when my fear of heights was kind of starting. And I got up there and kind of freaked out. And he was like, well, Kyle, hold on now. He's like, so then he put me down. He's like, look, if you don't want to be up there, it's okay. Like, do you want to see above the crowd? Like, he didn't even think twice. Like, hop up on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, and just, that's the type of person that he is. And he has since hung out with us. He's come over for like, for barbecues or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's still the same guy.
Exactly.
For a fun fact for anybody that doesn't know, on Riker Road, the Elvira cutout is actually a gift from him, because he even said, Papa would want you to have this. And it's just awesome,
dude. And she's the thing that will probably like never change out of the room.
No,
and unless there's just like something that we got to do for a video here and there. But that'll be the one that lives in there forever.
But I mean, honestly, I could talk about Uncle Rex all night, but that was
a good one.
He genuinely is he's somebody that I'm honored and flattered that I've even gotten to just experience life in general with him. And it's just because he is such a unique soul, and just is some of the coolest things he's said to me. Like whenever we've been like driving, and like I couldn't think of anything now off the top of my head, but like I've laughed the hardest. Like whenever I was a kid, like sitting in the car, he would say things to me like, "Oh, this is what happened." What was it? From the Breakfast Club with the song they whistle. He's like, well, no, actually, it's Colonel Sanders has got no balls. Colonel. So like, it's sometimes I think about those things and they just make me laugh.
Right.
And I would say that's kind of my soft pickup into either 2 or 3. So that's my first one.